March can be the most dangerous time of year for beauty lovers. Between the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty and Sephora's Daily Drops and Nordstrom sales and Macy's sales, you could literally spend your entire rent on just like serum and blush. Here's exactly what's worth the discount and what you should skip until the April Savings Events. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is what they call an evergreen video, whereas all of these products are great products and you could buy them anytime and this will always be relevant. However, it does specifically talk about some of the sales that go on this time of year. This time of year being March. Now, you could be watching this years from now, you could be watching this later in this year, it's 2026, but during the month of March, what happens is the retailers start to do these sales. And the biggest ones are the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and then Sephora has daily drops that they do. They also match a lot of the Ulta sales. And then in response to that, Nordstrom does sales, Macy's does sales, you get the gist. And then in April, usually you have the savings event, the spring savings event at Sephora. So then you get into the 20% if you are a Rouge member. So the question is, like with all the new releases, with all of the products, what do you spend your money on? What do you buy first? What's worth it? What isn't? Now I've done tons of videos on like what to buy, what not to buy, the products that I like best, all of those things. This is that, but it's also, okay, what should you buy when it goes on sale? So I'm specifically focusing on the sale aspect of these products. Many of these products are more expensive, and I will say this is the time to get them. Wait till there's a sale. There's a sale going on right now at Dermstore, and I think Blue Mercury is going to have a sale as well. Those are the kinds of things you want to take advantage of. When you're dealing with 15 to 20% off, then that's when you want to, stock up on the things that you use all the time that are more expensive. Some things never go on sale. Chanel technically is never part of a sale. If you are able to buy Chanel as part of a sale, like in store, my advice to you is, first of all, don't talk about it. Don't post about it. Second of all, take advantage of it. Because technically, Chanel is never supposed to be included in any of the sales. It's written into their contracts with the retailers that they're not supposed to be part of sales. So Chanel doesn't generally go on sale. The other brand that doesn't generally go on sale is Hermes, but I believe it's part of this Nordstrom sale that's going on right now. Again, if you're watching this video when it first goes up. So let's get into it. Let's go by category. First, I want to mention what I have on my face as like a moisturizer. I have on the Clinique Moisture Surge. I recently had been trying to do some retinols on my face and I went a little too fast. I didn't actually use it more than once, but I had been using sort of AHA, BHA, exfoliators, and it was just too much for my skin. So I've had to be very careful what I use on my skin since. Hopefully next month, April, I'll be able to go back to trying peels and things. But this Clinique product, because it's fragrance free, because it's specifically made for hydration, it has a gel-like texture, it feels very comfortable on the skin, has been fantastic. So if you're interested in something that will be a really good base for any type of foundation and you need hydration, the Clinique product is excellent. And then over that, on one side of my face, I have a host of products. On the other side of my face, I have completely different products. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but they're completely different, except for one thing, which is exactly the same, and I'll explain why. Okay, so on this side of my face, on the right side of my face, I have the Swede Beauty. This is called the Glass Skin Foundation. It looks like this. On this side of my face, I have the Victoria Beckham drops. Now, what I would say, if you look at both sides of my skin and you look at the 10X mirror, which I'm looking at right now, but you can't see, this side of my face looks dewier than this side of my face. But at a distance, I don't think you can tell the difference. Maybe you can tell a slight difference, but I think it's pretty close. This is in shade 2 and this is in shade 2. This is a lot cheaper than this. What I would say is if you're not particularly concerned with the skin care in it, the Augustinus Bader product is in here, and I do feel like this product does make my skin look better with continuous wear. However, some people have problems with their Augustinus Bader products. Some people have reactions to it. One person mentioned I think they got milia from it. So if you know you have a problem with Augustinus Bader products, obviously Victoria Beckham's off the table, I would go with the Swede. I do like the Swede. I think it's a good product. I really like this. And pretty much anything from Swede, I would recommend. It's on sale at Nordstrom right now as I film this. I would partake. But I feel like the Victoria Beckham is a little bit better for my skin. My skin is very dry, and I like the skincare benefits from this. Again, it's a little dewier as well. You can kind of see, I don't have highlighter on today. I feel like this side looks a little bit dewier, younger, whatever you want to call it. So again, it's not like there's a drastic difference. So the Swede is a lot cheaper and is now at Nordstrom, so you can pick it up. The blush that I have on. The blush on this side of my face is the Sisley blush, and this is in Rose. This sale that is going on right now, this is the time to pick up Sisley products. This is the time to get the blush. This is the time to get the lotion. This is the time to get the skincare, and I will list those things below. I use Sisley and Sisley lotion essence as my first step when I put on my products, my skincare products, always. Those are the two products I use. There's two of them. Again, I'll have them down below in the description box or on the screen. They work better than any other product I've ever used as the first step in my skincare. It absorbs everything else better. It just makes my skin look better when I use them. The Sisley masks, the Sisley creams, everything from Sisley is phenomenal. I did an entire video on why Sisley is like sort of the de facto brand of the ultra wealthy, and it's because it is very expensive. I've never used anything from Sisley that was bad. The products are phenomenal and they look really good on mature skin. So if you're looking at these sales going on right now in March and then the upcoming ones in April, which I'll have dedicated videos for, Sisley is a brand that I would strongly recommend you pick up while it is on sale. The left side of my face has the new Gucci blush, and the Gucci blush is excellent. Not inexpensive. Again, this is the time when things are on sale. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy less expensive products. If you like a less expensive product more, certainly pick that up on sale. But if you like these more expensive products and you feel like that's what you want to pick up, but they're very expensive, wait for the sales. And let's face it, they're going on right now. Nordstrom, one of the reasons I like shopping from Nordstrom, even though it's 15% off and not the 20% off that you might see in Sephora if you're a Rouge member in April, is that the return process is just super easy and you know you're not going to have an issue. So for me, sometimes the 5%, I'm like, I'll do it at Nordstrom because I'd rather just not deal with, because I just have too much going on and I don't have time. But the Gucci blush is stunning. This is Arctic Rose. This is Rose. Very similar looking. So if you're gonna look for a dupe for the Sisley Orchid blush, which I've talked about ad nauseum, this is a blush that has highlight in it, it's got blush in it, it's got different shades in it, it's got skincare ingredients in it. The only thing that's close that I found is this new Gucci blush in Arctic Rose. The skincare ingredients aren't necessarily there, but again, you might not care about that. So either one, depending on what your main concern is. Bronzer. On this side, I have Gucci. This is a bronzer that came out a very long time ago. It's not new. I'm going to talk about the newness versus the oldness thing in just a second. This is a great bronzer. It's 01. It's a little bit deeper, but it has a reddish tone to it, and I really like this. I've liked it for a very long time. You could wear this if you're fair all the way up until I'd say light medium, and that's the 01 shade. Because of the redness in it, if you are very green, olive, or a very golden tone, you probably won't like the 01. I would go to the 02. On the right-hand side, I have RMS. This is Beach Walk Betty. This is a much lighter, much, again, cooler bronzer that I think will work for people who are very fair to light. The reason I brought these two out instead of some of the new ones from Dior, for example, is that these are brands, especially the Gucci, that's very expensive and practically, doesn't go on sale because it's been around for a long time. But the RMS and the Gucci, they will have sales, they will be part of sales more often than some of these others, but these are both great products that I can highly recommend to practically anyone. Some of the other bronzers that I do like, and there's the Givenchy Prisme Libre, there's the Laura Mercier, there's the new Dior's. I think they're all good, and I've done many bronzer videos and you can take a look at those. But the Dior's are new and I think you can find them on sales later. Some of these products that have been around for a really long time and are popular, they'll be part of sales that like Nordstrom does, or of course Sephora when they do their 20% off. But these are things that are tried and true, they work. So these are things that I pick up on the sales because I know I'm gonna get them a couple times in my lifetime or whatever it is, or maybe every single year, depending on skincare. So that's why I wanted to recommend them. Plus, I think these two Gucci products, the blush and the bronzer, are some of my favorite things by Gucci. Their lipsticks are also phenomenal. Their sheer lipsticks are my favorite. I've talked about them. They have new shades that are these brownie shades that are part of the sale at Nordstrom's right now. So something to keep in mind. The Other blushes that I would mention, the Westman Atelier, these sticks, these are great for somebody who has dry skin, oily skin, regular skin, whatever you want to call it, normal skin. This is Mimi. This is one of my favorite shades. The thing about these is that they have kaolin clay in them. The lipsticks usually bother me, but the blushes do not. And so because of this clay, they basically stick. They stay on your skin. They don't sink in and disappear like a lot of cream blushes do. They have excellent colors, excellent staying power. They just blend beautifully. They're just, I mean, they're phenomenally good. Their contour sticks are also phenomenal. I also have on the Dior contour stick on both sides. I didn't use Westman and Dior because I feel like that would make me look a little lopsided, so I didn't do that. But the Dior contour sticks and the Dior bronzers, which are both at Nordstrom on sale right now, are phenomenally good. If you're going to get 20% off at Sephora for the April Savings Event, then I would wait because 20% off is better than 15. But you'd have to be a Rouge member to do that. So just make that calculation when you're figuring out if you want to do the Nordstrom sale or the Macy's stuff that's coming up or Ulta, you know, whatever the best discount is going to be for you. Then on my lips, I have the Tom Ford on this side. And yes, I did actually on this side, I have the Tom Ford. This is in Irresistible on this side. And then on this side, I have the Sisley liner in Beige Natural. Now, Sisley has come out with new shades of liners. And so there may be some new shades that you want to pick up. The Sisley liners are very creamy. They go on, they stay on, they look great. I've loved these for years. You can see how much of this I've actually used. The Tom Ford ones are the ones that if you have lines and you are somebody who's really concerned about the lipstick blending into those lines, I honestly would tell you the Tom Ford is the one to buy, and buy it on sale because they're relatively expensive for a lip liner. But you will not see anything go outside of those lines with a Tom Ford liner for most people. There's always going to be the one person who's like, it doesn't work on me. But for the most part, Tom Ford lipstick liners, this is the time to buy them. Buy them when they're on sale. If they are included in the Sephora sale, and again, you can get the 20% off and you can wait for that. But 15% off is really good for all of these brands. On the lips, the actual lipstick on this side is the Sisley Beverly Hills. It is on sale. It's part of the Nordstrom sale. This is a phenomenal product. They don't have Sisley. Again, I keep talking about Sisley. It's not part of Sephora. So, and it's not at Ulta. So you can get it at Nordstrom or you can get it at Sisley or Saks or Neiman's or whatever, or Bloomingdale's. So you have to be aware that generally, if you're going to get 20% off Sisley, it's going to probably be at Sisley. And Sisley does do those sales from time to time. This side is Hermes. I do believe that the Hermes is included in this particular sale. And this shade is Brune de Ombre, which is one of my favorites. I love the Chanel Shiny Lips. I think they're phenomenally good. I would definitely pick them up. I like all of them. I like all the shades. It just depends on what you like. This one reminded me most of Beverly Hills, so I picked it so that the two sides would look at least similar. And of the two, I would go with the Sisley. It's cheaper, has great skincare product in it. It feels really good on the lips. I strongly recommend Sisley over practically anything out there, especially if you have more mature skin. And then on my eyes, let me talk about the liner and mascara, and then we'll go to the eyeshadow. The liner on this side is Dior's Pearly Plum. On this side, it's Chantecaille, and this is an amethyst. Chantecaille will have their Earth Day sale in April. They also have a big sale in the summer. I'm not saying don't buy Chantecaille now. I'm just saying if you're stocking up on things like skincare and the $300, $400 products, I would wait for that summer sale because you can get 30% off, which is twice as much as, what's on sale for Nordstrom right now. However, things that are a little less expensive, like the eyeliners or the mascaras or some of the lip products, I might pick up now because they might not be available for the sale in the summer or the Earth Day sale, which is a month away. Especially some of the more popular products, they tend to go. They're not available. So I would say things like the new trios, the butterfly trios, those do seem to be popular for spring. Some of the bright lip chics might be gone. I think generally the liners will be there because they haven't come out with a new color of liner in a while. And I think the skincare for the most part is there, but there's a couple of skincare products that do sell out. The rose tint tends to go, and there's a couple of foaming cleansers and exfoliators that go. I'll make sure they're listed down below. That I can't guarantee they'll be available. They're just, that's just kind of the way it is if it's popular and it's selling quickly, then it sells quickly. And sometimes it's hard to tell what's gonna really go. Mascara. I have the same type of mascara on, but different shades. On this side, I have the new Plum, and on this side, I have the black of the Over Volume. I wanted you guys to see the difference. This is still the Over Volume mascara, which is one of my favorites. This is the black, this is the Plum. I think you can see that the Plum is more subtle, but this is an Over Volume mascara. It's not a subtle look, but the Plum isn't as harsh. It isn't as dramatic as the black. So if you're looking for something that has a lot of volume, that gives you a lot of mascara, a lot of lash, but you don't want the black, the Plum is absolutely phenomenal. Love the shade. I should have bought two. Hopefully they keep it around. I think it's limited edition, so I'm not sure. I would buy another one and just keep it sealed and then, use it later, but I really like the color and I like the formula. On my eyes, I have one eyeshadow on both, and that is the Clé de Peau. Now, the one that I have is number 12. This is the purples. I think purples are very popular for spring, so I decided to use these. Plus, I like purple on me. And I think of all of the eyeshadows worth picking up during the Nordstrom sale, because Clé de Peau is not available at Sephora or Ulta. It's the Clé de Peau. They are very expensive, and they are the best formula out there, bar none. They just work. Now, I think it's gonna mean more to people who have fussier eyelids, more mature eyelids. There's a shade in there that's always a primer shade, so you use this and then you use the other shades on top of it. I can honestly say that I don't think anyone would do it and use the makeup and be like, it looks terrible. It just always looks good. It is not dramatic. It is not multi-chrome. It is not, super bright or really avant-garde, but it just works all the time. There are 12 different color stories. I have like 8 of them, and then I have the seasonal ones that come out. They are just beautifully made. They're good for your skin. They feel great on. They last all day. They do not crease because of the primer that's in there. And because they're so expensive, I would buy them at the Nordstrom sale when they're 15% off. They do get 20% off sales at Clé de Peau from time to time, and you can also get them at Macy's and Saks and Neiman's. But if you want to take advantage of the 15% off at Nordstrom, I think that's pretty good for Clé de Peau. I would also say there are other eyeshadows like the new Dior ones. If you wanted to buy the new Dior ones, which are really good, they have the Canage packaging. I did a video with the brown one. The Midnight Lame, which I had originally ordered from Dior, was out of stock, and so they actually dropped it off. So I did have to order it again, but it is on its way. It's also a beautiful color story. It's those blues, but it's more dramatic. Depends on what you're looking for. But if you wanted to buy those and you were a little bit on the fence, now they're 15% off. Again, they probably will be in the Sephora sale in April, but if you really were interested in them and they are limited edition, pick them up during the 15% off. I get that. RMS has ones that are brand new. They look really cool. I haven't used them yet. So something to keep in mind. The last thing I will mention is Tom Ford. Tom Ford has new blushes and new eyeshadows. I did pick up one of the new eyeshadows in the cream formula, not the matte, and I did pick up one of the blushes. I will do reviews and I will let you all know. I have heard good things. My fingers are crossed. I will compare them to the old Tom Ford blushes that are the really, really old ones, and then the ones that came out a couple years ago that were the dual ones. So I will give you all that backstory. I will also compare them to old Tom Ford shadows that I have. I really do hope they're fantastic. I really do. I'd love to hear what shades you'd like me to pick up. Like I said, I've only picked up one quad and one blush. Very expensive. They were on sale at least, so that's good. But, I'll try them and then I'll decide if I'm going to pick up more of it. I think it's trending in a direction that might, prompt me to buy more, but we'll see. I think at least it looks like Tom Ford is headed in a positive direction. So that is positive. I also picked up one of the new Prada Infusion perfumes, but the very small one, the 0.33, that's the chai. I just want to try it, and if I really hate it, I will give it to somebody, but I tend to like chai fragrances, tea fragrances, so hopefully it's good. And I like the Prada Infusions, just in general. I like all of them that I've tried. I don't like the grapefruit, and I think there's rhubarb or something. I don't dislike them. They're just not me fragrances. So that's everything I have on my face. I also have this new product by U Beauty. It's the Barrier. It's a bioactive mist. First of all, this smells really good. I really, really like this. So I'm going to find out more about it. Second of all, it's literally helps to build your skin barrier. And of course, I've been having that problem with, I stripped my skin barrier. So it was literally like perfect timing. I was just like, hey. So you can use it as like an all over mist during the day. And it also says it kind of sets your foundation. So your makeup. So I did use it at the end to kind of set everything. So I would say that the ones that you might want to wait for are things that are going to show up at Sephora where you can get 20% off. So if you're a Rouge member, like Dyson or Shark or Tom Ford or Kayali if you buy their perfumes, because the savings event is mid-April, second week of April. And again, you get 20% off if you're Rouge. So those are the things that I'd wait for. Anything that's gonna be selling out, anything super popular, maybe the new Dior shadows, that type of thing. Anything by Chanel won't be included in the sale, so you don't have to worry about that. I'd say it's a tough month to be in. It's officially the wildest month. But I think you're gonna start to see a price war, if you will, between Ulta and Sephora because they're very strong competitors. And so, you know, look out for those major sales, especially Ulta's going to do them, Sephora might match, and vice versa, of like the 50% off. If you see something that you use all the time and it's like 50%, go for it. Like that is the time to purchase those things because a 50% off is like, that is a great deal. I recently went outlet shopping. I'm going to have it included in a vlog video that's going to come up soon. And the reason I went in March is this transition month. And so transition months, March and then June to July, you get deals on the previous season because they're trying to make room for the new season. Same is true for makeup, perfumes, you know, a lot of different things. Winter is ending. They're trying to get the spring stuff in. You get the gist. So everything that I bought at the outlet was either like, I got one thing that was basically 90% off, which was an amazing deal. And then I got other things, the minimum was 50%. So that's what I'm talking about. Like that does apply to makeup and skincare as well. You'll see some things at the Ulta event that'll be like 50% off. I'll try to remember to post every day about what's going on, but let's face it guys, there's so much. And if there are, like I said, specific products that are 50% off and you use them, yes, pull the trigger, buy what it is if it's something that you always use, but don't just buy it because it's 50% off. There were things at the outlet that, I mean, there was a Fendi First bag, and I'll talk about it in the vlog, I loved it. And the price was amazing given what it was, but I wasn't gonna use it. Like, yes, it was an amazing price. Yes, if I had all the money in the world and I just, you know, I would have purchased it just because it was a great deal. But if you're not gonna use it, you're still spending money that you wouldn't need to spend. So just try to keep that in mind when you're, you know, going through all these sales, because I know it's a lot. I know we all get bombarded by these things. So hopefully this helped a little bit with some of the products that I would recommend during all of this chaos. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I'd love to hear what you're planning on picking up, sort of what your strategy is for the sales in March and April. And I hope to see you again in another video really soon.